0.3 Voice of the People FM. It's your girl Precious, and I'm glad to be with you. It's yet another awesome day, amazing evening, and we're here to do justice to some interesting conversation that's got to do with our country, Nigeria. Welcome to the show. This show is produced by Promise, and of course it was future topical conversations as discussed by Nigerians across the globe, but concerning Nigeria specifically, right? So let's get straight on to what it is, what the hot topics are this evening. Supplementary budget. Tinubu not aware Nigeria is in crisis. Who said this? The presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi. Okay. And of course, this was said as this statement was made as the president assigns the 2023, the 2.1 trillion supplementary 2023 budget into law. It's been signed today, right? Okay, so let's move on to other conversations very, very quickly, shall we? Court begins attempt proceedings against Wike for sacking AMML boss Farouk Abubakar. Say you disobey court, so we're gonna check you out. What ex-ministers say about Buhari? Shocking. Reverend Father Kuka said that. And court grants ex-CBN Governor Emefiele bail. And of course, we'll be looking at the events that have been, unfolding in Benue State, right? Did I say Benue State? Imo State, especially considering that the election is just on Saturday. Remember, we did discuss a bit about that, the election for Kogi State yesterday. Today, we'll take a look at that of Imo State as crisis rocks INEC stakeholders meeting in Imo State. That is one of the conversations I'll be having. I'll see if I can hook up or join someone in Imo State to, bring us up to speed with what's happening, what the real life situation is like in Imo State at the moment. Lagos, these are the hot topics that we have this hour. My name is Precious. Did I tell you before? Well, I just told you again. And this show is produced by Promise. I take a little break. I'll be right back as we begin to dissect the conversation. One at a time. Stay with us.
Listen to hot critical analysis and top trending topics of the day. Join Precious, Monday to Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. on The Evening Rush.
Let's get straight on to the conversation this evening. President Bwala Tinubu signed the 2.176 trillion naira Supplementary Appropriation Act today, Wednesday, in Abuja to strengthen Nigeria's security architecture and address Nigeria's critical infrastructural deficit, amongst other considerations. That the president signed the Supplementary Appropriation Act 2023 in his office at the State House, in the presence of Senate President Godswill Akpabio, Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, Majority Leader of the Senate, Okpeyemi Bamidele, the Chairman of the Appropriation Committee in the Senate, Senator Olamileko Adeola, and the House Representatives or House of Representatives, Honorable Abubakar Bichi, as well as the Chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, FIRS, Mr. Zach Adedeji. Now, providing a breakdown of the supplementary budget, the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Senator Abubakar Bagudu, said the newly approved expenditure for defense and security consists of about 30%, while 35% is dedicated to the provision of critical infrastructure to be allocated to the federal ministries of works, the Federal Capital Territory, and housing and urban development. The minister further explained that 32% of the supplementary budget was allocated to the new wage award for Treasury paid federal workers to cushion the effect of the removal of fuel subsidy. That's that 35, thingy. That's 5 naira thingy, I guess. So now, in addition to cash transfers to vulnerable persons and support to the Independent National Electoral Commission, amongst other considerations, President Tinubu commended the National Assembly for its expeditious consideration and approval, assuring Nigerians that the executive arm of government would ensure the judicious use of the budgeted resources. And this statement was put together by the President's Special Assistant Advisor, Ajurin Gelale, on media and publicity, Ajurin Gelale. So reacting to that, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, says the attitude of President Bwala Tinubu's administration does not indicate that it is aware that the country is in a huge crisis. Now, Obi also accused the government of leaving out the most pressing national needs and emergencies in the supplementary budget it recently signed. He lamented that instead the government included a mysterious presidential presidential jets, the furnishing of already lavishly furnished presidential quarters and offices, fleet of luxury cars in the budget. So the former Anambra State governor disclosed this in a statement posted on his Twitter account, X account. The statement reads, observations on the supplementary budgets, read. A supplementary budget is a budget made for very important national welfare needs of the people, which were not captured originally in the main budget or do not have adequate funding. Now, admittedly, some items in the current budget may not have taken into consideration the needs of the new the new administration, but it is expected that a supplementary budget this late in the financial year should reflect mostly urgent items of national welfare. Sadly, the most pressing national needs and emergencies have not featured in the supplementary budget that was just announced by the government. For example, the United Nations and World Food Programme have recently alerted that up to 6.5 million Nigerians will go hungry next year. Did you even hear that? Perhaps I should just repeat that so you understand exactly what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So he said, for example, the United Nations has alerted that up to 6.5 million Nigerians will go hungry next year. Now, this number is largely from citizens in Sokoto, Adamawa, Borno, Yobe, and Zamfara State. I did read this a few days ago, right? If you recall. Now, a caring government, according to Peter Obi now, a caring government, in order to plan for the mitigation of such pending catastrophe, can request for supplementary budgets provisions to cushion those under threat. That is, these people now that will go hungry. A government that really cares about you should actually ask a request for a budget that would capture that. But unfortunately, what did you guys do? Okay, so no, that's not what he said. That's not part of it. So moving forward, he now says, no item of urgent social welfare has yet featured in the supplementary budget being orchestrated by this government. Instead, the items being made to dominate public discourse on the budget include a mysterious presidential yachts, presidential jets, the furnishing of already lavishly furnished presidential quarters and offices, fleets of luxury SUVs, and so on, etc. He typed. Now, this portrays a government that is totally uncaring and insensitive to the suffering of the majority and indifferent to the mood of the nation. He tweeted further. Quoting him further, he says the government's overall attitude does not indicate that it is aware that the country is in huge crisis. It be like saying, I don't know, see the country, they face better crisis. Nor is the government in tune with the plight of the generality of our people. Even worse is the fact that most of the funding for this profligate expenditures will be largely borrowed. the largest or the least that Nigerians expect from this government at this difficult moment is empathy and realism, not lavish indulgence. We want honor to pity for us, understand with us. Not be saying I go just spend money anyhow. Why are you guys doing like that? Listen, the people are doing. Is it good? Well, all right. I'd like to take your thoughts and reactions on that, perhaps after a while. But let's go straight to other conversations. Well, the Central Bank of Nigeria has instructed that all its branches nationwide should continue issuing various denominations of both old and redesigned banknotes in ample quantities to deposit money banks. Now, deposit money banks. The Apex Bank disclosed this in a statement signed by its Director Corporate Communication, Isa Abdul Mumin, and posted on their Twitter accounts today and Wednesday. Now, moving on to other conversations. So, this particular story says, the headline, meet 5 governors who allegedly govern from outside their states. That's the governors. Let's look at them. So, they say there have been growing indications that some governors in the country are governing their people from outside their states. Now, some of them allegedly govern their state from the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, and other parts of the world. Now, according to a report by this is according to the Punch, residents of these states and several residents and stakeholders are complaining about the attitude of these governors, noting that their absence from the state negates the principle of good governance. The report also revealed that most of the governors do not hand over to their deputies, but prefer to make most of the decisions of the state from wherever they are, flouting the constitutional provision that stipulates that a governor has a statutory duty to sit and ensure lives and property are secured and protected. He is not expected to stay outside the state for more than 2 weeks because he is the chief security officer of the state. Now, let's look at them. The Kwara State Governor, Abdulrahman Abdul Razak, is one of them. They said he's not always in the state. According to the chairman of the NGF, Babatunde Mohammed, the governor has been incessantly absent from the state for a while. Another one is Gombe State Governor Muhammad Inuwa Yahaya. He's still APC, yeah. Another one is Sokoto State Governor Aliyu Sokoto. That one too is APC. And then the other one is Zamfara State Governor Dr. Dawuda Lawal, PDP. And then the other one is Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello. The 5 of them, they govern their state from outside their state and not inside their state. And, and this is actually unconstitutional or against the constitution. All right, so let's take your thoughts and reactions on the conversation very, very quickly. Let's move on to other conversations so I don't bore you with that, right? Okay, so yes, I already did state about the supplementary budget. So the National Industrial Court today, Wednesday, began contempt proceedings against the FCT Minister, Ijeoma Egwuatu, and others for disregarding series of court orders. Now, the court affirmed Farouk Abubakar, a managing director and CEO of the Abuja Markets Management Limited. The development followed the decision of the minister to include AMML's MD in the list of heads of agencies dissolved on September 27. Mr. Wiki had on September 27 in a statement relieved the heads of 21 parastatals, agencies and government companies of the Federal Capital Territory Administration of their appointments with immediate effect. Now, the contempt charge filed by Mr. Abubakar also joined FCTA, AMML, and Abuja Investment Company Limited as second and fourth defendants, respectively, including former acting MD of AMML, Yakubu Abbas. This just goes on and on and on, but then I thought to bring your notice to that information. So let's move on to other conversations very quickly, shall we? Now, Abuja court sitting in Maitama on Wednesday granted bail to the detained governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Mr. Godwin Emefiele. The court, in a ruling that was delivered by Justice Olukayode Adeniyi, ordered that he should be released to his lawyers. There must be an end to the detention without trial, the judge held, stressing that it was the refusal of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, to comply with the order the court made on November 2 that led to the ruling. Besides, the court held that it would not allow Emefiele to remain in custody, owing to claim of the federal government that he would, on November 15, be arraigned again on a fresh charge. He held that the claim was speculative, as there was nothing to establish that the planned arraignment would hold as scheduled. More so, the court noted that a purported remand order that the federal government's lawyer tendered before it, which was signed by an Abuja chief magistrate, bore conflicting dates. Well, he went on and on and on. So let's hope that Emefiele would eventually be free if once he meets the bail or conditions. Okay. However, his case has been adjourned to November 17. So let's move on to other conversations very quickly before we get across to our guest, shall we? Or perhaps that's about it. No. Okay, so we have this. Okay, that's a reaction as Emefiele was granted bail. Take a listen.
Go for.
Chicken. That is it. That is it.
And we're also involved.
Yes, that's why we have to go with you.
Yeah.
It was released to us.
So Emefiele has been in detention of the DSS, from the DSS to now the EFCC, for about 151 days as at today. Okay, it feels awesome to be free if eventually he meets the bail conditions and is truly free. So let's move forward to other conversations very quickly before we join our guest who's standing by to have this conversation with us. So crisis rock INEC stakeholders meeting in Imo State. So crisis has rocked the stakeholders meeting organized by the Independent National Electoral Commission for the weekend's scheduled governorship election in Imo State. Now, the crisis started immediately after INEC's National Commissioner representing Southeast, Kenneth Ukago, who is representing the National Chairman of INEC, Mahmoud Yakubu, ordered journalists to shut their cameras and gadgets after he had declared the interactive session opened. Now, members of the opposition political parties by the running mates of, political parties, led by the running mates of the Labour Party, Labour Party's governorship candidate, Tony Mulu, and that of the People's Democratic Party, Jones Onyeriri, opposed the directive. They said that the call by INEC's chairman was a confirmation that the All Progressives Congress had made arrangements with the electoral umpire to rig the election. Mulu specifically said that there was no way the media would be shut out of the stakeholders meeting. He asked Ukeago if the meeting was a secret cult and said that it was a plan by INEC to rig the election in favor of the APC. Now, the PDP governorship candidate's running mate, Onyeriri, supported Mulu and displayed copies of documents he described as fake result sheets posted on the INEC's portal during the House of Assembly election in the state. This is a very serious conversation. And I would like you to take a listen to that reaction as they reacted to the INEC's chairman's representative. Take a listen, please, Lagos. The deputy governor, deputy governorship candidate in Imo State, that is a PDP deputy governorship candidate in Imo State, Jones Onyere, reacts to Arise Television in an interview about what transpired in this stakeholders conference. Take a listen to what he has to say, and it's very important.
I'm not sure INEC is ready for this election, to be honest with you, because we just had a special stakeholders meeting today, which was a big sham. It was most embarrassing because before the meeting actually started, after the opening speech by the National Commissioner, Honorable Ken Ukagu, he had asked the media to walk out of the venue. It was most shocking. I mean, I was wondering, everybody, every candidate, we all stood up and shouted at him and said, why would you let that be? Are we running a secret society here? I mean, this is a major election, a gubernatorial election that would come up on the 11th of November. Why would you want them to walk out? You must tell the world how ready you are for the election, unless there is something you need to hide. In any case, there is something to hide, and I'm serious about it. Because you look at the antecedents, and then you will want to believe, because it calls to question their personality and character. I need to bring this to the attention of Nigerians. Here we have two result sheets on the House of Assembly election. Our agent and other parties' agents were all given result sheets, original result sheet from INEC. And immediately after the election, they uploaded another look-alike, but I dare say a fake result, with the same serial number onto INEC IREV. And we asked the National Commissioner, tell the world how they got the serial number of a result sheet that was supposed to have been domiciled in INEC and from INEC to the Central Bank of Nigeria. We need to know. In any case, let us send it as a signal to you that we will not accept any of this on November 11th. You cannot afford to upload a fake result. This happened under your watch, and we need you to explain. You will be shocked that while he was trying to answer or put up explanation on how this result made its way to the INEC IREV, he said that this has just been brought to his attention. This is laughable. That is gross incompetence. Because this happened under you. Does that mean that you didn't look at the results on the IREV in an election that you are?
So you just did listen to the voice of the PDP deputy governorship candidate in Imo State, Jones Onyere, reacting to that incident that played out at the stakeholders conference by INEC, organized by INEC earlier. Recently. So let's try to join someone to see if we can have this conversation, because it's important that we put a perspective to this. Joining me over the phone will be Chinonso. He's a journalist. Mr. Chinonso Oba, aka Nonsonkwa. So Mazi Chinonso Oba is the ADC candidate for Mbaitolu Ikeduru Federal Constituency of Imo State. He's a former head of Igbo programs, Ozisa 96.1 FM, and he's the national coordinator, Coalition of Human Rights Defense, Southeast Nigeria. Let's have him join us over the phone to feel the pulse of Imo State. What's happening there? What's really going on? Especially considering the fact that we hear that aviation is shut down in the state. Even lights, if they say, "Oh, they're not going to get light again for Imo State." What is going on? How are you people going to be comfortable to conduct elections in Imo State? At the meantime, phone lines are still open. We'll be taking your thoughts and reactions. I think we'll have Mazi Chinonso joining us. Good evening to you, Chinonso. Good to have you join me. Good evening and welcome.
Good evening.
Good evening. So you're live on 90.3 Voice of the People FM. My name is Precious Nonso. Good to have you this evening.
Thank you, Precious. Sorry for joining late. We have been running around for the election in Imo. Yes, we have been running around. So we are trying to make sure that the election on Saturday is free and fair as a journalist. We are gathering information to ensure that.
Awesome. Now, speaking about the election, I hear that on the orders of because of NLC, you guys are shutting down aviation or your airports, shutting down lights and all of that. Bring us up to speed with that. What's actually the situation after I don't want to say the brutalization of the NLC chairman Joe Ajaero?
Of course, it is not a news anymore that the government officials, NPC thought, invaded the NLC secretariat, where the people sit here, and bundled away the national president of the Nigeria Labour Congress, Comrade Joe Ajaero, bundled him with the help of security agents and beat him up and brutalized him and broke his neck and also blinded his left eye. And because of that,
has the eye been certified blind?
No, he blinded his left eye temporarily anyway, because the feelers we are getting now is that he has been flown abroad to attend to his eye. And the people who saw him say that the eyes were terribly damaged.
Oh, we saw pictures. We saw pictures on social media. We saw pictures on social media. Sad. I said we saw the pictures on social media. So go ahead, please.
Yes, yes. What you saw.
Go ahead, please. We can hear you.
All right. So because of that, the labor union in Imo State went on strike, and since for the past 1 week now, Imo State is in darkness. For the past 1 week, Imo State is in darkness.
So there is truly no light. That means the NERC has decided that they won't work because they're the ones in charge of the light anyway.
Yes, they joined the strike now. EEDC joined the strike.
Oh wow!
They are part of the TUC and the NLC. So
yes,
they are on strike in Imo for the past 7 days. There is no light anywhere in Imo State. Business are shutting down. Families are dying of hunger. Merchants, artisans, and those who are just earning their daily bread through power, they are dying of hunger gradually. And of course, on Monday, the governor of Imo State, Senator Uzodinma, went to talk to the students of Imo State University to vote for him, and the students shut him down by shouting, "No light, no light, no light, no light." So the governor was bold by the students of IMSU, and he left the premises in shame.
Don't you find that disrespectful, rather, for students to do that to their governor, a sitting governor?
There is nothing like disrespectful here. The students are suffering it. Everybody is suffering it. The problem with Nigerians is that we are suffering and we are smiling. That is our problem. If our leaders are not getting it right, we should tell them straight to their face that they are not getting it right, and that was exactly what the students of Imo State University did, and told the governor to his face, right there in his face, that, sir, you are not getting it right, and today we are suffering, everybody is suffering it in Imo State. So that is the situation of things right now.
So the governor did state after that particular incident with the labor union in Imo State that he is not owing any salaries. That the federal workers who claim they are owed should go to who's owing them. He is not owing any salary. So what's actually the situation? Who are the people owed?
From the information we've gathered, I want to remind you that in 2020. As a journalist in Imo State and as a radio presenter and a human rights activist, I remain one of the vocal entities in Imo State to talk about those who are being owed salaries and pensions in Imo. In fact, as a matter of fact, my mother, a retired headmistress, has not received any single pension from March 2020 till today, November 8, 2023. My mom, for the past 3 years and 9 months of this administration in Imo State, has not received a pension, and that includes over 4,000 Imo pensioners and Imo civil servants. So those people that this government didn't want to pay their salaries, they tagged them ghost worker. That is what they tagged them, ghost worker. So let me.
How possible is it that pensioners will be ghost workers anyway?
Yeah, they call them ghost pensioners.
Oh wow.
You know, they call them ghost pensioners. You know, that is the problem we have in Imo State today. And let me tell you, these people that they tax ghost pensioners and ghost workers, their salaries are coming, but someone is eating their salary. Let me use that word, eating. Someone is swallowing their salary, you know, and even those who are being paid, they are being underpaid. In Imo State today, no civil servant will tell you exactly how much he or she is earning. No pensioner will tell you exactly how much he or she is being given as a pension monthly. So we have a lot of lopsided and scattered kind of administration in Imo State, which the people of Imo State are eager and waiting to change by Saturday, 11/11/2023.
Okay. So something played out when INEC's National Commissioner representing the Southeast, Kenneth Ukeago, right, who was representing the national chairman, the national chairman Mahmoud Yakubu, by the way, when he ordered journalists to, shut down their cameras during the stakeholders, conference that was holding. Can you replay that to me? Can you, tell us what really transpired?
It was a terrible situation. I was on my way to that stakeholders meeting when the Ratau chairman of Imo State chapter called me and told me, see what is happening, that INEC doesn't want cameras, doesn't want journalists. They want to shut out journalists from the meeting they are holding. And I asked, what are they hiding? What are they really hiding? Why wouldn't they allow journalists? We are talking of a transparent, free, fair and credible election, Cuba election in Imo State. Why would INEC shut out journalists from an event such very important as that of stakeholders meeting that every stakeholder in this project is involved? Why would they shut out journalists? So as I'm talking to you, we have expressed dismay at the continuous stay of the Resident Electoral Commissioner, Professor Sylvia. Imo citizens have no confidence in that woman. Imo citizens have lost confidence in that woman since that woman has the temerity and the guts to declare APC House of Assembly members in the March 18, 2023 House of Assembly election. That singular act made Imo people not to have confidence again on that woman called Professor Sylvia. So that is the issue.
Okay, so would it have been a problem if those votes were actually very genuine? But let's forget about that and move straight to the reaction. So the deputy governorship candidate of the Imo State, the PDP deputy governorship candidate of the Imo State election, Jones Onyeriri, held an interview today with Arise Television, and he did mention what you just said about the House of Assembly election that took place and how some result sheets. An original result sheets with a real the serial number of the original one was found or uploaded to IREV and all of that. How many of that kind of incident did you guys notice during the past election, and what did you, especially journalists in Imo State, do to call the attention of INEC to it? Because INEC is claiming that that's the first time he's got to hear that kind of information.
Anyway, INEC will tell you this is the even. They will even tell you they have not had of this information before in their entire life. That is the pattern of politics they play down here in the Southeast. But it is shameful, it is unacceptable, and from the election held in February 25th, 2023, we as journalists, we exposed some certain level of irregularities before the election, and of course, INEC tried to play by the books. In fact, in Imo State, the National Assembly election and that of the national presidency election, I will tell you that it was free and fair in some areas, and highly incredible in some areas, like in our area, where we saw snatching of ballot boxes, where we saw imputing of numbers in areas that INEC said that there will not be any election. This time around, as journalists, we are also raising alarm. We are also raising alarm that this government, in collaboration with some bad eggs in INEC, are trying to sell off the original result sheets that will be used in the election of Saturday. In fact, this evening, I received a very reliable information from an insider in the government house of Imo State that they have finished writing the result in an INEC result sheet, that they will submit it on the day of the election. And the plan is to come and cause confusion with Ebudago during the collation period, and also sneak in the already written results with the help of some corrupt INEC officials. This is the information I'm getting now.
That's a serious. That is a serious allegation.
Yeah, it's a very serious allegation, and we want INEC to look into it, and not just INEC to look into it. We are calling upon every stakeholder, all those contesting for governorship in Imo State, to make sure that such a thing does not happen, to make sure that no strange element is seen within the collation center, and to make sure that the collation center is done in every ward. We have 305 wards in Imo State, and we have also collation centers in all these 305 wards in Imo State. But we are hearing what INEC said recently, that they have agreed, that the parties involved in this election have agreed that the collation center will be at the local government council of each of the state. And we are saying no to it, because we know what is going to happen if the collection center is shifted and pushed over to the local government councils. This government will use the Buddha, will use the army, they will use the police, they will use everything at their disposal, because they are in government, to make sure that no opposition pulling agent, no opposition party agent is allowed into the local government. This is what we are saying, and we are raising the alarm for the government to know, for the federal government to come in, for the security agents to beware, and for INEC to play safe and make sure that they are impartial in the upcoming Cuba election in Imo State by Saturday.
All right, fantastic. So we'd like to know, what's your overall mood in Imo State? I mean, election is just in just about 48 hours, early, So what's the overall mood in Imo State right now?
The overall mood in Imo State, Imo State is kind of in a mixed feeling, because there is no light in Imo State right now. I'm sorry, I'm on the way. This interview, I have been looking for where to get fuel. And everywhere, every filling station right now is filled up. There are queues in every filling station in each state as I'm talking to you, because one, we have this rumor that tomorrow there will be a shutdown. Tomorrow at night there will be a shutdown by separatist Simon Epa, that is in Finland, issuing orders that there will be no election in Imo State. So people are in panic mood, trying to get fuel so that they will lock themselves up tomorrow. And this is not good for us. This is not good for us.
And there is no lights. And there is no light, so they need the fuel to at least power their houses.
And there is no light. And there is no light. We are suffering in Imo State. Enugu State, there is light. Abia, there is light. Ebonyi, there is light. Anambra, there is light. It is only in Imo State that there is no light, because of the brutality the government officials of Imo State government meted out on Joe Ajero, the president of NLC. So we are saying,
but the government denied that. They say they are not aware, that it's not, they're not involved.
This government is known for denial.
Calm down. You're national radio, guy.
That is what I'm saying. This government is known for denial. There is no atom of truth in their mouth, in whatever they say, their press releases, whatever issue, whatever at all. There is no truth in this APC-led government of Hope Uzodinma in Imo State. There is no truth in their mouth whatsoever. So whether they say they are not or they say they are, we all know that they are the people that did it, because Joe Ajero has mentioned some names, and he has also said some certain things that probably when he is fit, he will not come out to address the world and address Nigeria. So the general feeling now is that we are going to vote. Yes, Imolites are going to come out on Saturday and vote. But you know now, are we going to vote in darkness? Are we going to vote when we don't have light? And that is the more reason they are eager to come out and vote. So then we vote out this bad government that has impoverished the good people of Imo State for the past 3 years and the government that has never taken responsibility for all that is happening in Imo State. They are always blaming opposition. If they don't blame Ikenga Ugochinyere, they will blame Nonsonkwa, they will blame Sandadi, they will blame Atan Achono. This is the kind of is it a blemishless government that we have in Imo State? So Imo citizens are eager and very, very eager to vote out this government come Saturday, 11/11.
No. I mean, you know, you're a journalist, so you actually should be neutral, right? I just called to feel you.
I am not on radio right now.
But you are on my radio right now.
Yes, you are on your own radio. I am not on my own radio. Right now, I am an activist. Outside the radio station, Nonsonkwa is an activist. So it doesn't have to tamper with my sense of judgment because I am a journalist. I should be neutral. People are looking up to Nonsonkwa to give them the correct information.
Okay, so the security agencies or the government has, security. The police has said that there will be no movement or restrictions of movement in the states, which is the norm because of the election. But one of the things that they also did, they also restricted, including the Ebubago guys, from moving around within that restricted time. How are people dealing, preparing to deal with that?
Of course, we know restriction of movement during election is normal. It's something that we all know is a norm. So it's not a new thing that movement will be restricted from 6 p.m. on Friday to 6 p.m. on Saturday. So it's a normal thing. And the issue of Ebubago, let me tell you that we also have information that this government is also planning to use Ebubago under the DSS director here in Imo State, will cost to make sure that they carry ballot boxes by Saturday. So we have the pillars, that they are planning it.
You cannot throw accusations that that are not valid, right? Especially on national radio. You can't throw allegations that you can't validate on national radio.
Whether it is an allegation, if it is an allegation, they should investigate it. If it is an allegation, they should investigate it.
Okay.
They should investigate it because that is what we are getting. That is what we are hearing. That they are planning to use the Ebubago. Haven't you heard that the government booked almost all the hotels in Owerri?
Oh, I was going to ask you guys how you feel. What your reactions are to that? And I know hospitality business is a big business in Imo State, Owerri. So if I'm visiting Owerri now, I'll be hotel-less.
I don't think if you come to Owerri now, you will have any room to lodge in.
Wow.
Yes, I don't think if you come to Owerri now, you have any room to lodge in. Because they have booked everywhere for their thoughts. That is what we are saying. And we are not going to keep quiet in Imo State and they will treat us as if we are in a banana republic. No, we will not.
So what are you people doing? So what are you people doing?
So what we are doing is not to fight the government. What we are doing is to use our sense, and it is not what probably the strategies we are going to employ is not something we are going to say here because this is on air.
Right.
Yes, it's not something we are going to say here, but we are going to make sure that no single malpractice is allowed to surface on Saturday, 11/11/2023.
All right. Thank you so much, Nonsonkwa. I appreciate you. Thank you for bringing me up to speed with what's happening in Imo State. And I do hope that as the elections begin on Saturday, you will also we can call you to help us, give us feelers as to what's happening there, and subsequently the results, collations and all of that. Would be able to also call you to hear from you.
It's all right. It's all right, no problem.
Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you. All right, Lagos, that's it. Phone lines are now open for you to chime into the conversation. 0700 903 903 903. It's now 2 minutes past the 8 p.m. mark. This is still the Evening Rush, 90.3 Voice of the People FM. It's now time for us to begin to take your thoughts and your reactions on the conversations that we have on the Friend Burner this evening. Just so you missed that, let me let you in very quickly on those conversations. Right, very quickly. We did tell you that President Bwala Tinubu signs 2.1 trillion supplementary budget, 2023 budget into law. And then in reaction to that, Peter Obi says Tinubu not aware of that Nigeria is in crisis. Not aware that Nigeria is in crisis. That the budget did not even represent the woes. That is the things that you people are feeling in Nigeria. Go, that they ignored that one in the budgets. That is signed, right? Okay. We also did bring you up to speed with what played out today. Well, and also that Emefiele released has been granted bail today by the court, and then we did also tell you about the crisis that rocked INEC stakeholders meeting in Imo State. That's part of the conversation, and that's what we did discuss with Nonso. Part of what we discussed with Nonso this evening. Then we told you that CBN has said that all new and old Naira notes remain legal tender, so don't be in a hurry to go and change your money. Okay, and we did give you a review of about 5 governors who've been governing their states from outside their state. So 5 governors who allegedly, according to themselves, that govern from outside their state. To name them, according to the Punch, they are the governors of Kwara State, that is Abdurrahman Abdurazak, one of them. And we have in Gombe State Governor Mohammed Inuwa Yahaya is one of them. Both are APC. The third is Sokoto State Governor Ahmed Aliyu, Sokoto State APC. And then we have Zamfara State Governor Dr. Daouda Lawal, PDP. And then we have Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello, APC. Then some are saying, Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State should also be part of it, in that. And Governor Keredoli of Ondo State should also be in that mix. Well, yeah. I don't know. But let's get to take your thoughts and reactions on these. Did I also let you know that we told you that, what was that conversation again? Yeah, that we told you that court begins contempt proceedings against Wike for sacking AMML boss Farouk Abubakar. That's one of the conversations we also did have this evening. And I was supposed to break down this conversation, but I didn't actually have the time for it. But I guess I may just have to visit it very shortly. What Reverend Father Kuka said about so he said what ex-ministers say about Buhari shocking. So the Catholic Church of the Catholic Bishop of Sokoto Diocese, Reverend Father Matthew Kuka, said he was shocked to hear what former President Muhammad Buhari's ministers were saying about him and his government. Kuka stated this in an interview with Arise Television today on Wednesday. He said he has no personal grudges against the former president. According to him, he said there was nothing. I said nothing, President Buhari, that was personal, that was disrespectful. I just felt he was doing things that is, especially in the area of managing our diversity. And look, quoting him further, he says, I am looking to ministers now who served in that government. I cannot call names. I am shocked to hear the kind of things people are saying about those who served in that government. That is for another day. Say that's for another day to say. Now, according to him, the only problem he had with Buhari was his inability to manage the country's diversity. Kuka was one of the fiercest, or he is one of the fiercest critics of Buhari during his administration generally. He did say a lot, by the way. That's part of it. Let's go straight to the phone lines now. 0700 903 903 903. 0700, that is 0700 903 903 903. You can also call 0700 903 9039. Hello, good evening. Yes, good evening to you. Welcome. Please remind us your name and where you're calling from.
I'm calling from Lagos State.
What's your name, sir?
I'm Carlo.
Carlo, you're welcome. Go ahead, let's hear you.
You see, most of the time, I know most of you journalists are there protecting their jobs. When somebody come out there and start telling you, it's only a man that wears shoes and know where that should be taken. Like in one of your something there, you said the also the man of governor of Imo State, we went to Imo State University to combat that vote, and this book came out and stopped him. And then when somebody was telling you, you said no, that's a man disrespect to the state governor. You see, those kind of things is not good. We know the people from Imo State, the whole world know what they are going through in Imo State. They are using most of them as to stabilize the Eastern State. Most of you know this. And when somebody come on air to spend his hard-earned money to speak in heart, he will be prevented. He will be being embarrassed. Well, it doesn't make sense. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You see the way I respectfully allowed you to say your mind, Abi. You like it, Abi? Thank you very much. And that's the way I'm respectfully doing my job. Just so you know, what I am doing is my job, and I ask questions that are very important to my job and critical to the conversation. I hope you understand that someday. All right. This message here says, good evening. Good evening, Precious. If I were P2B, I will stop talking because some Nigerians don't want good governance, and they know that the APC-led government is not offering them that. And he said Emefiele has been released, and his detention and is in detention in custody of EFCC is politically motivated. And where is Buhari, you asked? This is Leo from Lagos. All right, phone lines are still open. Remember, you can call us on WhatsApp. The WhatsApp number is 0700-903-9039. That's the WhatsApp number. Hello, good evening. I lost that. 0700-903-9039. So I'll go to more messages here. So this here did say, good evening, Able Precious, only me, pretty Queen Precious, defender of APC Pro. If your president is aware of the suffering Nigerian masses, will he be approving supplementary budgets for frivolity instead of to better Nigerians? Okay, he said Wike will soon be disgraced out of office. Sit-tight governors forcing themselves to be elected back to office even when they rule outside their state. They can't campaign with what they have done for their state, rather what they want to do for their state. It is painful for your president advise them to grab power. Okay, well, you said a lot. Let me go back to my phone lines now. Hello, good evening to you. Hello.
Hello, good evening, Pretty Precious.
Good evening, sir. Welcome.
My regard to Dalit and the rest of you there.
Thank you, sir. What's your name? Please remind us on where you're calling from.
My name is Mr. Wankoje, calling from Agodi.
You're welcome. Go ahead, sir.
In fact, I give kudos to my Honorable Bishop Kuka.
Okay.
His statement always online. And I want all the clergymen to imitate him. Now, on the issue.
Go ahead, please.
Sorry, ma'am. On the issue of Imo State gubernatorial election, you can see what is happening there. Now, how can INEC call a meeting, a stakeholder meeting, and they shut out press men? It is harmful. It is uncalled for, no harmful anywhere. I would advise people to queue up. People are suffering seriously. Insecurity are much in Southeast in general, and particularly in Imo State. Imo State is one of the most quiet states among the 5 states in East. But nowadays, the violence there is uncalled for. What my opinion is this: definitely, I trust the Imolites. I know at the end, justice will triumph. Those of their choice, the choice leader, governor will emerge.
All right.
And if peradventure they manipulate it as usual, then whoever that are involved will see the weight. I'm not from Imo, I'm from my boy. But they will see, but my Imo are my in-laws. But they will see the weight.
Sir.
At the rock of Imo.
Right. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Hello, good evening to you.
Auntie Precious, good evening.
Sir, good evening.
Good evening, Auntie Precious, good evening.
Thank you. What's your name? Please remind me where you're calling from.
Festus from Ogun State.
Festus, you're welcome. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Auntie Precious, you heard what that journalist is telling you. Even when they have not yet even when they have not yet do the election, look at what they are doing now. They are trying to manipulate the election before that day. And if we are complaining now, you see why this country now will remain the same. You see that even all these leaders, they are not even making effort to make this country move forward. Why the election have not yet taken place? They are trying to manipulate the election, even when the election have not yet taken place. And I want to ask, is he this same INEC chairman that is handling this election that is about to take place in these 3 states? It's not making sense now. When the election have not yet taken place, they are trying to manipulate the election. They are sending the journalists out. They are telling the journalists to shut down. It's not good now. What these people are doing, what these people are doing is not good. It's very, very wrong. That means a lot of things will take place on that day now. If somebody is not careful, a lot of things will take place on that day. It's not good now. Before election day, you are trying to manipulate. People are trying to manipulate. You are trying to you are trying to pick that figure when the election have not yet started at all. It's not supposed to be so. How do we move forward in this country? It's not supposed to be so now. All right. I'm not happy at all. I'm not happy.
Oh yeah, sorry now.
All
sorry.
right.
Sorry here. Sorry.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Doctor.
Yes, good evening. You're welcome.
Yeah, my take on this election in Imo.
Please remind us your name, please, and where you're calling from.
My name is Mazude.
Okay, you're welcome. Go ahead, sir.
Calling me from Ogun State. Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
I say my take is on this very Imo State
Election, yes.
or what is going on in Imo State.
Okay.
I think this is the time to solutions will come. I'm calling on President Atuaju. If you know that he comes to make Nigeria to be in a position that nobody will leave, he has to, give order to INEC that election everything must be open. Allow people to vote, tell their security agents. They should allow anybody to vote who they want. Because you don't need to oppose any leader to anybody. No guy man in this world that will do something better to humanity. No guy man. All guy men will hire and enter into politics. The full Nigeria. So allow people to choose who is intelligent, who is not a guy man, who loves human beings. Because no guy man that loves human beings. So I want a situation where Imo State will vote without any problem. And that's what President should do on Nigeria. If you know he loves the country, his governance. That is advice I'm giving to him. Whoever is listening to him, please let him know that this time around for these 3 states, he must give everything that people want. Don't even think about party. So if you can do that, that means you want progress of this country. Choice. Anybody wants to be there, let him be there. So that's what I'm begging for President Tinubu to do for us. Unless they want fracas in this country, let him continue. That's the only thing. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Lagos phone lines are still open 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. The WhatsApp line is open. And that's 0700 903 9039. Hello. Good evening.
Good evening, Madam Precious.
Good evening. Welcome.
It's work there.
We're fine. We're inside the work.
Yes. So I'm very happy for what is going on in Imo State and other states. Now people are speaking up. People should speak up. People should say something. We should not just be dormant as if we are not human beings. All these politicians, they are just out to loot, to do whatever they like with Nigeria. Nigeria have to stand up in every side of life now, so that this country can move forward. That is my take. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for keeping it short and simple. All right. Let's see if we can visit some WhatsApp messages. So I was reading that your message, Oba Fidelis from Alimo Show. You did say a lot. You know that so many of the things you said I could not read. Right? Said it is painful for the president to advise. He says please to had said grab the power, take it, and all that. Then he said, Precious, please. You don't send me free tickets to attend today's export seminar at Jerry Ikeja. That's what I didn't attend. I don't have your line to call. Please, I still need to attend that seminar. It's already over and it was amazing. It was really, really great. I was there personally and I can tell you for free. All right. Oba Fidelis, appreciate you. Thank you. Okay. Hello. Good evening. Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Yes. Good evening, sir. Welcome. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Mr. Emmanuel. I'm calling from Lagos.
Go ahead.
Please, what I want to say about all this state elections is there any alternative that we can do, or the Nigerian citizens, even the president, Because I know that the president is under APC. Is there no way that we can do to make sure that no other party goes on in that Imo State, except the Imo State? Please, because Imo State has suffered. That makes sure we cannot travel. I cannot travel. For how many months now? I cannot travel because of what is happening in Imo State. Please, let them find alternative to remove that man, to make sure that man get out of that office. Please. That's my own idea. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and this says, good evening, precious. Wow, please permit me to shout for joy. Nigeria at last. God has given us our own Mandela in Peter Gregory Obi. They take over power from PDP with lies and deceit to Nigerians through propaganda. That one will be equal to $1. That one naira will be equal to $1 today. Opposite is the case now today. They think, or they may think, they've won the election, but can they win the battle? Obi, God will protect you to expose them with verified truths, not propaganda. MJ from Alimosha sent in that message. Okay, MJ, all right. And this here says, precious, your guest is the kind of journalist that fits this country and not brown envelope journalists we have in many radio stations. You think everyone is brown envelope journalist, Abi? One day you have to sit down and come and learn the job and do it, then you understand, right? He said, precious, do you expect these evil APC people to say, goodness me, I beg your pardon, I take that back, please. Okay, so he say, do you expect this to say they did what they did to NLC president? Come on, look at what same candidate said in Bayelsa State. That is deputy candidate, the deputy governorship candidate, yes, in Bayelsa State said. He said, as for Obi, he said it all. These people are self-centered, off-season agricultural activities should have been given priorities in budgets. Emperor sent in that message. I love you, precious. I love you too, Emperor, but please, you understand that things are not always the way they look. They're not always the way they seem. I'm hoping that one day you will truly understand the plight of everyone working as a media person in Nigeria. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening and welcome. What's your name, sir, and where are you calling from? Ouch. Yes, go ahead. What's your name, sir?
Okay, my name is Oscar.
Go ahead, Oscar.
Yes. I really want to still talk about this Imo election. I wish them well as they are preparing for the election. I think that we understand that all the tricks and the strategies and the plan of the INEC, some people are going for investigating them now. And I heard your guest, the way he talk. The investigative journalist, I know is very, 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 people should also engage in investigative of information and how plans and strategies of some people. And one thing the Israelites should watch out for, not only for they should watch out for INEC and the Trump CCC, because their plan is to manipulate the organic power that came from the people. That is not too good, because they are campaigning for good governance. How that good governance will come is through the way people will investigate information and try to also resist them. Not penetrate the tongue of APC. Bullets cannot penetrate the tongue of other people. So the resistance of the people will bring people the good governance they want. And for the supplementary budget, the president just signed a supplementary budget. Is it for the presidency and all of them at the top of the position? What about to alleviate those who are in the bottom of the ladder? Are they not considering the bottom of the ladder? I'm just trying to ask some rhetorical question, but I don't know. So,
Thank you. Thank you so much. Perhaps those people at the bottom of the ladder will be captured. You know that next year is just by the corner. In fact, by now we should already be preparing the 2024 budget. So everyone will be captured, certainly.
But for choice, we are at the highest social class. They are the ones to share that 2.20 trillion.
All right.
It's very but the way the thing goes now. But no, I need to make it aware that is the sacrificial lamb. They are trying to let him off the hook. Next time you will learn a lesson. If you go and rest for some time, if you want to contest presidency, he will come out on his own, not as a governor of a central bank. If you come out on his own campaign, if they like him, they vote for him. He form alliance with the Northerners. the Northerners will give it a right the liking. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. All right, let me gloss through some reactions on YouTube. Femi Bash says, okay. Gani Wokori. I see you. You said a lot, but just allow me not to read, Mama Obasuye says, okay, all right. Okay, all of you. I like you people, Saki, thank you so much. Let me usually go back to my calls again. Hello, good evening to you and welcome.
Yes, good evening, ma.
Good evening, welcome. Remind me your name and where you're calling from, please, quickly.
Yes, I'm calling from Lagos.
What's your name, please? Help me turn up the volume of your radio set, please.
Okay. That is hurry up and give it to me.
We cannot wait all day for you, all right?
Oh, sorry, ma.
Okay. Are you done now?
Yes, ma, I am. Can you hear me?
Go ahead, please.
So, ma, I want to talk about what is going on in Nigeria because the whole thing is unacceptable. Like, it's uncalled for now. What is all this now? Somebody cannot buy something in the market without no discomfort. Why?
Oh, you're talking. I can hear you now.
Yes, now how can we make our country a better place now? All these presidents, governors now, all the whole money they have, what are they using it for? Like we the people that don't have anything, we are now the people now suffering. It's uncalled for now. I believe they should call out the government. They need to come out and look for what to do. Like at the moment, it's not about this one will be in this one house sitting down, or maybe watching television, or maybe listening to the news. And the day they point.
Okay, you know that this was like an open check for you to lament. I mean to say your mind and really express yourself.
It's not good though. Me, I'm not happy. I've not called Nigerian Voice of FM before, but
it's Voice of the People. We're not Voice of FM. We are Voice of the People FM. We're Voice of the People FM, and that's why I had to give you the voice to say your mind.
Okay, ma. No, me, I'm not happy with the way things is going on. No. How much is salary that somebody even transport alone saves everything? No, man. Somehow it's called for now. If they want to kill us, so the other day, me, I'm even tired. Looking for a way to leave this country.
Sorry. Here. Thank you for calling. I appreciate you. Always feel free to call and say your mind. All right.
It's not about saying my mind, though. They should come out and do something. That is the point. Please, they should come and do something. They have to do something.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, let me go back to my messages. Daya from Fagba says, good evening, Precious. Like I told you before, as long as APC is ruling in the state, especially in Kogi Imo state, there will not be free and fair election. What you have is, intimidation, harassment. You said a lot, and at the end of judiciary will probably okay, all right. Unfortunately, these claims, if I carry it on air now, you know that I cannot carry it a bit. Well, you said a lot, Daya from Fagba. I appreciate you, but I have to end it there. All right, Tinkio Puta says, good evening, Pretty Precious. I just want to ask you, when are you going to be free from this situation? What is the essence of wasting time on doing election? Or when are we going to be free? That's what you said. What is the essence of doing election? Believe it or not, this coming election in the 3 states have been done and dusted by a particular party. But there is God, Sha. My name is Nkiyo Puta. Nkiyo Puta, it may not be the case. So remember that we had something happen in Anambra, Anambra, Ekiti, and Ondo states last year, right? So don't never say never, right? Hello, good evening. Hello?
Good evening.
Yes, good evening and welcome. What's your name, sir?
Yeah, this is Bwala from Ekoton.
Bwala, you're welcome. Go ahead, let's hear you.
Yeah, I'll be listening to your program.
Thank you so much. Go ahead, please.
I want to ask you a question.
Okay, sir.
We're having election in 3 states, right?
Go ahead, please.
Which one that, since the among the 3 states, which one that you have been seen as a journalist that is when even the election not started, you have received it
I don't understand what you're saying.
Yeah, hello?
Go ahead.
Yes, I said, which among these 3 states, which one have you have been seeing that the heat that's coming out now among these 3 states?
Unfortunately, I can't answer your question because it is my duty to rather ask you the question.
We answer the question. It's Imo State. Imo State. Somebody will be here sitting down and tell you that they have started rigging in Imo State. If in Lagos here, he'll be telling you, did you hear anything from Bayelsa? Did you hear anything from Kogi?
Who told you there is nothing in Kogi and Bayelsa State?
Which Kogi?
Did you not hear Bayelsa State when the deputy governor was telling people that they should snap? They should do this and that. Have you not heard what is happening between Yahaya Bello and the rest of them in Kogi State? It's the one that you hear in the news. You think that things are not happening in other states?
What is happening there? But we are talking about the one that people will see the heat coming out.
So what's your point exactly, sir?
Yeah, what I'm telling you, this region should cool down. They should cool down. That's what we are talking about. What happened in Imo? It happened in Bayelsa. It happened in Osun State. Have you seen anybody carry gun? Have you seen anybody? Do you know how many people have lost their life in Imo State? That we're talking about. Let's go through. Cool down. You should cool down. I'm asking a friend.
So are you trying to say that people should not complain about what they're experiencing in their states? So they should keep quiet.
In Imo State.
The person I called, the guest I called, is in Lagos State. That's somebody who is resident and stays in Imo State and works in Imo State. Do you know the guest? Are you the person I invited in for me?
He said that.
Did you invite? I'm just asking you. Did you invite the guest for me? Do you know him? Because that's someone who is resident and works in Imo State that I invited, who is even a journalist in Imo State. And you're here saying that the person is in Lagos State. Must everybody live in Lagos State for them to know what's happening in their states? You see how biased you are. I appreciate you anyway. Thank you so much.
Please.
All right, Lagos phone lines are still open 0700 903 903 903. So this message says, you invited the man to speak. He's a journalist. He's on ground here in Imo State. He has more information. You can interject asking intelligent questions. Are you serious? So that question was unintelligent. You won't understand, I bet. Not trying to shut him down with uninspiring statement. You are doing more than NBC. And I wonder what kind of journalism you practice. You know the reason I'm reading what your message, so that you know how fair I am in reading your message. You say later you would call yourself a professional journalist, leave political issues and face some other topics. Maybe face football journalism. You say journalism is not by force. Don't come and tell us you are doing your job. If you can't stand certain comments, leave the kitchen. No, I will not leave the kitchen. And yes, I am doing my job. And yes, my duty is also to balance my stories. And yes, my duty is to question people on contrary opinions from what they are airing, because that is my job. If you're not comfortable with it, I'm sorry about it, because that's exactly my job that I'm doing. He claims that something happened. It is my job to tell him that what his claims are not verifiable yet. And then he did respond. He said that, okay, if those claims are not verifiable, that it is the duty of the DSS to go and investigate it. He answered the question. But you're here, lambasting me. And how are you better now? Well, I appreciate you. And thank you so much for your opinion. Thank you very much. And this is, please let the president cancel the Imo State election coming up on Saturday, 11/11/2023. Thank you, Ugo Chris. Ugo sent in that message. And this here says, good evening, Precious. I like your journalist guest from Imo State. Let me use this medium to advise Imolites to go out and vote and defend it to the last. That is, defend their vote to the last. They should not be afraid of going out on that day. Those here in Lagos, Ogun, should tell people back home to vote against any tyranny and should not be afraid to do so. Sahid Barwa sent in that message. Sahid, appreciate you. Thank you. Kelechi from Oshodi says, good evening, Precious. And my special Nonsonkwa, please, I watched one of APC chieftain in Imo State. He was on Arise TV saying that Hope Uzodinma is the best governor in Imo State, and that he said he is the only governor that tackled insecurity. And I ask, are we not the Imo State? The Imolites are shouting killing and killing and killing up and down. You said something there. I said there is nothing Imo State concerning about Imo. There is nothing There's something I don't understand what you mean concerning the governorship election. I particularly have already known that is going to happen. Precious, if you go to Imo State today, you will not see any youth. If you're male, age of 20 years old, they are not 30 years old are not in Imo State today because Ibubago is okay. So because of Ibubago, most male that is up to 20 years and above are no longer in Imo State. That's what you're trying to say. Precious, okay, all right. Okay, and then this says, good evening, Madam Precious. Hope Uzodinma PA, please. Hope Uzodinma PA, please don't forget to tell us about what Say Baba Minister said, some to APC. Steve from Ikeja sent that message. Let me go back to my phone lines, Jajali Jari. Hello, good evening to you.
Good evening, ma.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Welcome. Is this Akuchinyere?
This is
Akuchinyere, you're welcome.
I'm just laughing all the whole messages you have been reading down.
My dear sister, I read it. You see, my election is free and fair. Even the one that they did not vote for me, I read it too. Is it not wonderful?
My dear,
go ahead.
May God bless you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Go ahead, please.
Imo states are, quite all right. They are not quiet people. Neither are they are not lousy people. But I see no reason why they should keep quiet to this extent. For 4 years plus now, people have been dying, and we've been talking about it. Nobody is doing anything about it. Now, the same INEC chairman that select for us. Now he's trying to select for the Imo State again. Is it not time for them to stand up and start being scared of their fellow human beings? That is their state. So they have every right to go there and go and vote. And they also have every right to go there and stop whosoever that will come out. What really more head did they carry? Now what head now? When are we going to stop being scared of people? Yeah? When? I pray God will visit them and remember them the way He remembers us in other states.
Thank you.
Okay? Bye for now.
Thank you. You too. Bye for now. Bye. All right. So this is Precious. You see, you might not read my message, but it might be in your heart. My take on Imo State and the issues concerning Nigeria is Nigeria has become a company where the CEO decide who rules at every level and even in the states. But mark my words on this adage. Okay, when the goat eats the yam at the first ridges, it will come to the middle and the last. Uche is watching from heaven. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Please. This says, good evening, Precious. Nigeria will never cease to surprise me. The president that came into power is the same president that's asking that we're asking to conduct credible election. Mr. Chooks from Ebucha Meta sent in that message. And then it says, good evening, Precious. All right. It says, hi. Why didn't APC media soldiers people threaten retired Supreme Court Judge Datijo with treason or treasonable offense for calling the leadership of the Supreme Court corrupt and tribalistic, for not having Southeast judges in the Supreme Court? Why did they not call it treasonable offense? There is always pro and cons in every situation. For example, Mazin Namdekano, Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, Dokubo, the one thing these strange fellows have in common is that Nigeria must be restructured if we have any hope of progressing. Ostino from Olodia Papa sent in that message. Ostino, thank you. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Are you here? Welcome. What's your name, sir?
My name is Bwala.
You're welcome. Go ahead, please.
Precious. Whenever Mr. Derek will say that Nigerians are behind human rights, you can see the reason why he's saying so. Somebody just called you, knowing fully well what Imo State have passed through since Opus Odinma came into power, and somebody have the temerity to tell the Imolites that they should keep quiet, that they should keep quiet and die in agony, that they should keep quiet and die in pain. This is the mentality that some Nigerians possess. You can see that some Nigerians are behind human race. no sympathy, no humanity in them. Just because people raise their voice to lament what the bad deeds that the government is inflicting on them, and you have the audacity to take up your phone and call radio station that the region should keep quiet. What a shame to Nigeria. What a shame. I just know that this coming election will just be like the one that I have expressed before. There will never be any difference. There will never be any difference. Mark my word. APC regime into power with that is, they will conduct this election just like the way they did it in February 25th. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for your thoughts. I appreciate you. All right. I'll run through some messages very quickly. Emperor Day says, brown envelope journalists, I don't mean you, precious. I know them. I understand you. I'm not even angry at how you censor messages. In fact, I smile over it. It's not your fault. It's the kind of government that forced themselves on us. Emperor sent in that. And then this says, the coming election result in Imo State by weekend has already been pronounced by opinion polls that everybody wants the incumbent out of the seat for people to return to for peace rather to return to that part of the country. Anything contrary will bring chaos. Chinedu from Badagry sent in that message. And then he says, ever since the mystery, ever since Hope Uzodinma came, I have searched without success any good report about Imo State. Can you please help? Can federal government help our cause? No, because it's help me and I return the good deeds to you. Okay, if it's you help me and I return the good deeds to you. And you went on without Harrison sent in that message. I appreciate you, Harrison. He says, good evening, precious. Please, don't mind this man called Bwala from Ikoton. That is how he goes about all radio stations talking this same thing. Oh, really? Okay, he has the same opinion in other radio stations too. Oh, wow. Mr. Bwala, they've known you. Okay, Sam from Ogudu sent in that message. All right. Since INEC was caught during the last election, where they came publicly to assure Nigerians that they would transmit the results in real time, but decided to prevent such. Okay, so he said such catching by asking the eyes of Nigerians to be shut. Can some people tell me why the INEC chairman is still there and he can be questioned about why he did not obey his own guideline? Or sent in that message. Okay, so please, precious, don't mind some of these people have been bought over. I stand for the truth. Go ahead, Oba Fidelis. And so this says, precious, P2B should wait for his own budget if Nigeria will ever give him mandate to be president. Imolites should be allowed to choose their governor without any interference from outsider, and they should not cry of rigging when they failed to vote the day of election. Olu from Badagry sent in that message. All right. And then, beautiful precious, I was glad to see you at a seminar. Oh, thank you. God bless you, ma. God bless the motivational, the comedy group. The program was an eye opener. Jennifer from Ojo, the failure. Oh yeah, thank you so much, Jennifer. Jennifer, it was nice meeting you in person too. Thank you. Good evening, precious. APC woman leader. Oh, you guys be giving me office without portfolio. Okay. UC from Ijego says, why are Nigerian politicians forcing themselves on the people? Hope Uzodinma of Imo State is one of them. Where are their conscience? Please, Madam Precious, don't mind those guys giving you buzzbuzz. Na poor network, they cause them. You're indeed doing your job. Many of us got that. Na poor network, they cause the buzzbuzz. We can blame anything in this country. I like you guys. Well, don't be whining me. They blame anything. Okay, serious tension in Plateau State as massive protests currently taking place at Mararaban Jama roundabout over appeal court judgment that nullified the election of some PDP candidates. That's the updates that this person just sent to me. Good evening, precious. There's nothing anybody can tell me. The only offense Uzodinma committed is that he is from APC. From day one, all the Southeasterner has never seen anything good in him. Just because he was favored by courts. Other Southeast states are not better than Imo State. Killings are going on in other states by the IPOB, but of course, he was hated because he is from APC. Simple. Tunde from Ijego sent in that message. Pretty precious. You see how the man was comparing Lagos to Imo State. Please tell him that Nonsonkwa is a legit journalist and knows better than him. It's painful. Now, I'm not happy traveling to my state because of the government's because the government has given what the government has given to me. Judas among the saints, Dave from First Tax sent in that message. All right, Lagos, let's take a little break. And when we come back, we'll be looking at our step down conversation. On our step down this evening, we'll be looking at something very important. So there's a video that was trending this evening about a lecturer in a particular university, OAU precisely, more or less, brutalizing a student because the student did not turn off their phone. I'd like to take your thoughts on that, really. Is that a bit too much, or was the student actually very rude? That's our step down conversation. But after this break, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for the perfect getaway?
Look no further than the luxurious accommodations at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos, number 42, Murtala Muhammad International Airport Road, Lagos.
Relax and unwind in a beautifully appointed rooms featuring all the amenities you need for a comfortable stay.
Whether you're traveling for business or pleasure, our attentive staff is here to ensure that your everyday need is met. We also offer complimentary pick-up and drop-off from the Lagos airport.
Take advantage of our state-of-the-art fitness center, outdoor pool, and enjoy a delicious meal at our on-site restaurant.
With stunning views, world-class service, and a prime location, Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos is the perfect choice for your next vacation or business trip.
So, why wait? Book your stay today and experience ultimate in comfort and luxury at Airport Golden Tulip Hotel.
For bookings and reservations, please call 0815-8003-333 or 0815-7003-333. You can visit our website at airportgoldentuliphotel.com.
Airport Golden Tulip Hotel, where luxury meets comfort.
Lagos phone line 0.0700-903-903-903. So I did tell you that there is this video that was trending today. Somebody posted it and said this is a lecturer in Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, he called his name Rio, from the Department of Electrical Engineering, assaulting a student in his class today. Now the student is currently bleeding and his Samsung phone damaged. Let's take a listen to what conspired in this video. Beating her. Okay, so in the video, the lecturer walked up to the student and asked the student to switch off the phone. I think she tried to explain with her hands, opening her hands and saying something, and the lecturer said, "You can't be bigger than me, switch off that phone now." I said, "Switch it off." Started hitting her. She's a female student. Started hitting her, beating her, pushed her head, and he really did beat her. A lot of people are saying for a lecturer to beat a female student, perhaps that's how he treats his wife and other women in his life. And some people are saying, oh, the girl was rude not to have obeyed the lecturer immediately. He said switch off the phone. And then people are saying, even if she was rude, does it warrant that kind of harassment or assault that she faced from the lecturer? Let's just discuss that. Lagos 0700-903-903-903. Hello, good evening. All right, I lost you already. 0700-903-903-903. Okay, let's see. I thought I had a few reactions from here again. This message is not playing. Okay. All right, so let me go back to my YouTube people sharply because I have some YouTube messages. Let me just greet my YouTube people if they're giving me some buzzwords already. Okay, Sake. Sake says calling the president Alhaji Tinubu to conduct a free and fair election. Okay, thank you. Goodbye, you. Udo Lisa Franklin Precious, please, you don't need to take that reading back from Emperor. He said the way it is. I truly salute that man, Nonsonkwa. Okay, Azi Good News says, good evening, Precious. So Precious, I think that Tinubu will detain Emefiele till the end of his tenure because Emefiele suffered me very well. He let our people's business go down. Udo Lisa Franklin says, Precious, please tell that APC person to please keep quiet for now. Madrago Nkema Kolam says, beautiful Precious, good evening. Oh, you're doing a good job. I hear say you be APC woman leader. I like the way you answer, sir. Anytime you respond like that, it bursts me into laughing. Okay, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Hello, good evening.
Hello, ma.
So go ahead. Let's hear you.
I want to ask this girl a question. Is she a kid?
Is she what?
A kid?
Is any person in the university a kid?
Then what right did the lecturer have to even lay his hand on
He beat her very well, oh. He beat her very, very well.
Oh, look. Look. I'm telling you. Look.
What would you have done? I don't tempt you, Abi. You could not answer. You could not respond to that tempting.
No, what do you want me to say now?
I don't know now. That's why I asked you, what would you have done?
You have luck now.
And I answered you, what would you have done if you didn't have luck?
No.
You rest your case.
He have no right. Okay? He have no right to do such thing to the lady. And it happened in the classroom.
Yes.
And people were there.
Yeah, there are students in the class, exactly. There were students in the class.
No, you have no right. Even though that means he will be beating his own children like that. Or even his own wife. So now, which kind of lecturer he be?
The way they sound like Inge Lock like that, like you have one akwobi and you can do something serious. All right, thank you. I appreciate you. 4 lines are still open: 0700 903 903 903. That's a step down conversation, by the way. Oh wow, that's a step down conversation, by the way. I run through some more messages here very quickly. Maybe after this call. Very quick one. Hello, good evening to you.
Hi, good evening, Pressure. This is Faulkner.
Faulkner, very quickly, please go ahead. So, what would you have done if you were the girl? What do you think about what
I'll be quick. So, my very first part is that the man that called you, that was saying that you were doing your job in a messy way. He doesn't really know what exactly
that conversation
he's talking about.
Don't worry, we're in a step down conversation now, please.
Okay, so I think to me, there's no human in this world that has the right to lay hands on anybody else. But I think that lady is wrong for even having a phone in the class. That's one side. But the girl should have slapped that lecturer. She should have slapped the shit out of him. I'm sorry to say that. Because why would you the least the lecturer can do is that kick her out of the class. Very simple. Just the fact by you touching somebody else, she should have beat the shit out of him. That's what she should have done.
Be going. No, we don't do that on radio. We don't do that on radio.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I appreciate you.
She should have do something at least.
Okay.
Because the man shouldn't have done that. It's very wrong. I mean, the school should sanction him.
Thank you. Thank you
The
so
school
much.
should sanction him.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right. I'm still taking your thoughts and reactions on the conversation. But before that, let me quickly let you in on this very golden opportunity. So, do you know about the oil boom? Do you know that 2023 is yet another oil boom? And Nigeria can benefit, or Nigerians generally can benefit from the global market. So the price of crude oil has reached an all-time high this year on the global market. But it seems that many Nigerians are falling behind in profiting from the global oil market. Another market that has recorded an all-time high is gold, over $2,000 per ounce this year alone. Over $2,000. I think the last time that it practically hit about $2,000 was in, I think, 2019, 2020. I think because of that pandemic period. Yeah. So that was then. So Nigeria has, these commodities, that is gold and crude oil, all of it. How many Nigerians are profiting from them? Trading on them. And remember that when we talk about trading on them, you don't actually have to take delivery of this product to trade on them. You don't have to take delivery of the product to make money from them. You can leverage on the price differences in the product or daily pricing in the products to make a lot of money. Now, this is good news, as the Lagos Business and Investment Summit is around the corner, and they can train you and teach you on all that you need to know about leveraging on the opportunities that are abound in international global markets, the international finance market, by the way, to make money, right, of these commodities. So to book for this summit, which takes place at the GTI House, 4 Tinubu Street, Central District, Marina, Lagos, kindly call right now or send a text message to 0818-746-8799. 0818-746-8799. That's the number you send a text message to, or call that number, 0818-746-8799. That's the number to call. Now, the theme for this summit is navigating the global economy through derivative investment, focusing on crude oil futures and gold futures. This summit is powered by CCI Institutional Trading in conjunction with the GTI Finance Academy, a subsidiary of the GTI Group. You should Google the GTI Group. They are a well-regulated body in Nigeria by NEC, that is National Nigerian Exchange and Security Exchange, right? Okay. So the aim of this year's summit is to demonstrate how Nigerians can invest in crude oil futures and gold futures and join the global community to profit from the multi-billion-dollar industry. Now, some of the notable men that would be in this event and probably, facilitate would be Uche Paragon, Mr. Obi Nnamdi, and many other professionals. They will be speaking at this event. It is an event you must not miss. This year, over $8 million in profit already have been made in crude oil futures alone. Futures, not the raw commodity, the futures alone. That is from people who take advantage of the price differences in crude oil, right? Over $8 million in profit have been made already this year. Now, business professionals, corporate entities, commodity brokers, dealing firms, and many private individuals are invited to make money from this too. Are invited to attend this summit. Remember, you can also join via Zoom. So it doesn't matter whether or not you're in the country, you can join via Zoom. And hey, attendance is absolutely free of charge. You are not paying for it. The venue is the date is next Saturday, 17th November 2023. Time is 10 a.m. 10 a.m. and the venue is GTI House, 4 Tinubu Street, Central District, Marina, Lagos. You can also join via Zoom, as I said earlier. The number to call for reservation or to send a message for reservation is 0818-746-8799. Remember, as we spoke yesterday, diversifying your income is key. 0818-746-8799. You can just attend and just listen. No knowledge gained is wasted. If you don't like what you hear, you don't put your energy and money into it. But if you like it, then you can go ahead and invest. Remember, it is free of charge. So send a message or call this number for reservation to attend the summit. 0818-746-8799. 0818-746-8799. Apologies, that's the much you can take on the show this evening. Thank you to everyone who's made this show what it is. I appreciate you for your thoughts, your reactions, your messages, your everything. I love you guys, you know, right? Even if you give me buzz, I still love you. I cannot stop loving you people because it's because of you I'm here. I love you people. And I know that after fighting, we'll still be friends again. My name is Precious A. I'll see you again tomorrow evening. Good night.